Welcome
Hello.
to Fantasy Adda, everyone. Good afternoon. This is not a familiar face that you guys see here. This is Bhavik today. Yash is not here. But anyway, a Sal Mubarak, first of all, to every
Yes.
viewers. A very happy New Year to everyone. And a warm
Yes.
welcome to Nikhil.
Happy New Year, guys, to everyone watching. Hope everybody had a good Diwali.
Indeed, yes. We got a Diwali gift from the Indian team day
Yes.
before yesterday, and two
Yep.
interesting matches also. Again, we had yesterday,
Yeah.
and again Nikhil, our expert, proving too good yet again with his predictions, with the
Yes.
lineups that we had. So kudos.
Yep. I think it's been lucky. Hopefully, it stays the same.
Of course, yes, we do hope that again. So, yes, then again, we have India playing today, and yet again, we are coming up with a quiz. And I have another, a bit of difficult question for you. I mean, this is not yes, so you can expect some difficult questions, okay? So, my question for today is what was the result of the India versus Scotland match in the inaugural 2007 T20I World Cup? I mean, you guys have a sort of chance to win a smartphone if you're
Smartphone.
smart enough, and if you do your
Yeah.
research well and comment on our YouTube only YouTube channel,
Yep.
you sort of going to win a smartphone.
Yes.
So yes,
It was a very great game. I remember it every in it exact detail.
yes. So let's not give away
Yep.
valuable
Yep. Inputs.
tips
Yep.
for that inputs for that game.
Yes.
And yes, moving on, contrasting games today.
Yeah.
India taking on Scotland, and New Zealand taking on Namibia.
Yeah.
Nikhil, I want to ask you: will
Yeah.
that Indian camp look at the New Zealand versus Namibia match a bit closely?
The Indian fans will for sure. I don't think the Indian team will because
Of course, yes.
things they need to first beat Scotland and then obviously they will have an eye, but an eye of very small manner in terms of the support stuff and everyone.
Correct.
But again, it's a crucial game for India. The first one, New Zealand, Namibia. If Namibia has shown promise, if they can
Correct.
come good today, it could light up the tournament and the remaining games.
Definitely, yes. Indeed, it'll be so special for all of us,
Yeah,
if Namibia upsets New Zealand, highly
yeah,
unlikely. But then
yeah.
again, let's move on to the business part of the show. Let's get
Yes,
on to the predictions, and let's,
yeah,
have a look at the best predicted 11 for the
yeah.
first game for the New Zealand
Yes.
versus Namibia. So, Nikhil, what is your take on the 11 that, we would feature today?
Again, just being very honest that I'm going to be going with stats and people who've performed before, and I expect them to do well again.
Correct.
One of them, not the two are not in the wicket keeping section who haven't done well, but I expect them to do well today. That is Devon Convoy and Zen Green. Again, there will be a bit of combination credit issue because you will want to
Correct.
pick Martin Guptill, Kane Williamson, Trent Bolt, Ish Sodhi. So these will be your two picks, budget picks, if you want to call them that. So expect them to have a good day. Guptill played a very good knock last game, and now that he has that rhythm, I expect him to continue doing well. Kane Williamson is due, so you know there is one
You
Kane Williamson
definitely
knock that is coming. And the third option is Erasmus, who's looked very good in his short stays. So today is the day where he puts
correct
up a big show and gives another Diwali gift to India if he can.
for the
In,
Indian side.
Another all-rounder who will be relied on for that is David Vise from Namibia. He knows how to get it done. He's been doing well for his team. So David Vise is
Definitely,
the other
yes.
guy along with Jay Smith. Left arm angle, he can create trouble for New Zealand like Shaheen Shah did
Correct,
earlier in the tournament. So that is the second pick in the all-rounder section. And the third pick is Daryl Mitchell. Again, budget pick gives you runs with the bat. Can bowl hasn't been required yet,
definitely.
but
But
you
yes,
never know. It's very handy, and again, it takes a lot of catches. So just helps
correct.
out with the points. In the
Fielding
bowling
section,
section,
yes.
yeah, in the bowling session, I've gone with Trent Bolt and his Sodhi. Two guys who've done well. Leg spin
100%.
has bothered Scotland before. I expect Sodhi to do that again today. Uh, Hopefully, not too much if you're thinking from the Indian angle, but again, purely from a New Zealand Namibia game, the New Zealand are much stronger in that regard. So, hopefully, the team is made like that. Do make your changes after the pitch and toss. And the last
Correct.
player is Freiling. He's been bowling
It's
well, especially while bowling first. Freiling and Trumpelman are the guys that you can bank on to take 2 3 wickets towards the death. So this is my team for the first game.
correct. And just as you mentioned, wait for the toss.
Yeah,
It's always important to, have the best playing 11 into your side.
yeah,
So definitely, yes,
yeah,
toss also plays a major part. But again, there are two guys who would play major part in this 11. So
yeah.
who would be your vice captain and captain in this, sort of a whole team?
Again, I'll keep going with the bowling heavy heart that I have. So David Wiese is my captain, all rounder, contributes with the bat
Correct.
and ball. He's been consistent, so no
Good
reasons to not make him
choice.
not make. He's a safe option in that regard.
And he's been
And the
he's been amongst the runs. Yes,
Yep. Yeah. So this
correct.
helps you out in the both facets. If he fails in one, you can expect returns from the second. And the
Definitely,
second one,
yes.
the vice captain is Trent Bolt. I expect him to take new ball
Of
wickets
course.
or even with the old ball. There are
Always
options
lethal.
in Adam Mill as well. If New Zealand bowl first, as we've been saying, pack your team with a side that bowl first. Sometimes they just work out in a way that the other side has no chance, like Australia did yesterday. So
Correct, correct,
please
correct.
have a look at the toss and then please make those changes.
Of course, yes. So, yes, you guys have had your tips for the playing 11. But now,
Yeah.
moving on to the sports at the fantasy that we have,
Yes.
I'll just, sort of read out all the rules, which are
Yeah.
there. So, first is you have to, of course, get on to the sportsadda.com, select the game you want to play. Then you have to, sort of create a five-player team, which would have two batsmen, two bowlers, and an all-rounder, which would also, again, you don't have any limitations here, and you can have,
Yeah.
a captain in that five lineup whose score will be doubled. And of course, yes, another important and vital change, that you can have unlimited changes right before the scheduled
Yes.
start of the play. So yes, Nikhil, interesting
Yeah.
sort of a segment. But
Yeah.
then again, what is your take, on this, the whole segment here?
Yeah. Again, as we can see, players are looking at points and performance.
Yes,
It's obvious. We can create a challenge and send it to a friend and play a one-on-one contest. And of course, leaderboards will be generated
correct,
daily,
correct.
weekly basis. So,
On a
and
weekly
you
and
get
daily
to
basis,
chance,
yes.
and you get a chance to win exclusive merchandise signed by
Oh
big
yes,
leagues.
oh
So
yes,
you
oh
just
yes, the big man
can't ask for
himself.
anything more. Yeah.
Definitely, yes. So
Yeah.
what is your take here, Nikhil? Who are the five best players from this match that you are banking on?
So again, as we often do, sorry to the guys who are going out, but two batsmen for me are Williamson and Guptill. Again, key batsmen for New Zealand. Again, I expect New Zealand to win, so I'll go with David Wiese as my only all-rounder because I think
Correct,
he is the only guy who could contribute even if Namibia loses the game. So David Wiese remains my all-rounder, and the bowling session I have Trent Bolt and Sony. So
correct.
yes, New Zealand heavy, but please make your changes. If Namibia bowl first, then this combination will change. So please make those changes. And
Will
captain
change, yes.
remains David Wiese, or if New Zealand bowl first, you can go with Sodi or Bolt as well.
Again, yes, depends a lot on the
Yeah.
toss that will, sort of happen.
Yes.
So then again,
Yeah.
you guys have your predicted five for our, sports at the segment. And again, sort of, if we move on, we have
Yeah.
another set of segment, which is the man of the match predictor for
Yeah.
the New Zealand versus Namibia fixture. So if we
Yeah.
look at the rules, that are, that you have to be careful of, you have to be watchful of, is you'll get 100 coins for every match. The coins can be split up between a maximum of 10 players, or you can even bank on one player and use the 100 coins.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
the unused coins will lapse after every match. You cannot redeem it later. The entries that you submit for once, that cannot be changed, so be careful and very watchful about that. And all the
Yeah.
users shall win points only if they are picked matches, only if they pick the matches, and the player is only allowed, is only announced as the man of the match. So
Yeah.
this is again vital. And if we sort of get along, in this rules, we have some coins that are allotted to the winning, in the it'll be in the total points
Multiples
earned for
of
the
10.
match.
Yes.
Correct,
Yeah.
in a multiple of
Yeah.
10 days. So yes, the again, as we get on the, match rules and match predictions, we'll have the leaderboards, we'll have the top five users on the leaderboard at the end of the tournament. and the winners of the game, will be there, and they'll be gratified with, Sports Adda, and they'll have a email from Sports Adda, and then they can redeem their prizes again. We have signed merchandises from Brett Lee's. We have mobile phones going in, so do watch out for that. Anyway, let's, all said and done for the New Zealand versus Namibia game, we have another important game coming up for the Indian, sort of perspective.
Audience them.
But before that, let's have a look at what, sort of Nikhil has to predict for the man of
Yeah.
the match in New Zealand versus Namibia.
Yeah, again, as we discussed earlier, New Zealand favorites. So I've gone the Trent Bolt, all the bowlers basically, as the possible man of the match contenders for the man of the match predictor. So Trent Bolt, Adam Milne, Ish Sodhi, all get 20 coins because you never know which one will take a lot of wickets, like we saw in the game that Australia played against Bangladesh. So all three bowlers get 20 coins. Two guys who can make the difference from Namibia, David Wiese gets 20 coins, and
Correct.
Jay Smith, who I talked about, the left arm angle, he can also bother New Zealand on his good day. So 20 coins for him. So five players, bowling heavy
Five
again.
players.
So
Correct.
let's see how it goes.
Let's see. Definitely, we have our fingers crossed, and we have played,
Yeah,
sort of have played safe here. But
yeah,
yes, moving on to, sort of another game. But before that, I would really, have a gentle reminder to all the viewers who might have just tuned in. I have this question for you all, that you I mean, what was the result of the India versus Scotland match in 2007's inaugural T20I World Cup?
yeah,
I don't think so. This is an easy question here. It's a tricky
yeah.
one. It's a tricky one. If you get your research right, if you get the right answer, you would end up, winning a smartphone there. Nikhil,
Yes.
I would just ask you again, any remembrance of this game again, for the viewers
Again,
versus don't know.
it was a thriller. It's all I can say. It was a thriller.
Correct, indeed,
Yes.
a total thriller, last ball thriller.
Yeah.
So yes, moving on to, our another game for the evening.
Yeah.
India, who are taking on Scotland, a spirited
Yes.
Scotland. They were,
Yeah.
pretty much impressive against Pakistan, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
Nikhil.
Yes, again, they've been putting up good shows. They almost had a very good bowling performances during the qualifiers. Come the Super 12s, they've had their fair share of issues. I think their batting was always a worry. George Munson and
Correct,
everybody who's getting a start who's not making it big. And today they'll be up against a charged Indian side. So let's see how they go.
correct. Indeed, yes. So without, sort of wasting any further ado, any further,
Time. Yeah.
disturbances or time, let's, quickly have a look at the 11 that we have today.
Yes, so the wicket keeping section, I have Matt Cross. Pant usually doesn't get to bat as much. Hopefully, he does the role that he did last game, where he contributes with a cameo and
A
gets
finisher,
into a
maybe,
pass score.
yes.
Yes, so Matt Cross is the guy because he bats at three. Again, I'll back the Indian top order to come good. That is Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and KL Rao. All three I expect will be
Correct.
among the runs against again. And from the other side, which is the Scotland side, I've taken Rishi Barrington and George Munson. Barrington has
All
been
right.
the guy who's been scoring runs for them, and Munse
They're
has been in good
they're
form
to
getting
go. They're
starts.
go to guy, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the two that those are the two picks from this section. In the all rounder section, I'm going with just one guy, that is Michael Leask. He can bat and ball. We took him in the last game, and he contributed well with a 20 ball 40, and can take catches and contributes with the ball in terms of handy wickets as well. So Michael Leask is the guy. There are options. You can make your pick after pitch and toss, but so far, because I want the Indian key players, Leask becomes
So
my
far.
budget pick. So
Yes.
Lisk is that option. In the bowling section, again, I've gone with all three pacers in Shami, Bumrah, and Thakur. Please feel free to make changes if you feel that one of them might not do as much, and maybe an all-rounder is preferred for you. Then please don't hesitate to make that change. And the
Correct.
last one from this side is Mark Watt. He's been a
All right.
very canny left-arm spinner, contributes with the bat as well at times when needed. So again, I've gone with people who have been the best performance, who performed well for Scotland. So that's why I've gone with them.
Correct. And then again, if we sort of look at what toss would it will definitely
Yeah,
play a vital part here. And of course,
yeah,
if India bat first or if Scotland bat first, this 11 might even change, right?
yes, yeah. So yes, the toss will make a change, and which is why for now my captain and vice captain in this game are KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma, just like they were in the previous game. Especially if India bat first, you even if they chase, it's a no-brainer that you will want one of the two batsmen also to come good. But if India bowl first, then also you can try them, or you can go with any of the bowling combination.
Correct, correct. Let's it's a sort of tricky pick,
Yeah,
considering the captains and vice captains.
yeah,
But moving
yeah,
on to the other segment now,
yes,
in our sports Adda fantasy, where we have sort of okay, you see the
hmm,
fireworks. We're expecting
yeah,
the same tonight
yeah,
if India bats first. So
yes,
yeah, if we move on to the sports Adda fantasy, here are the rules. That of course, yes, goes without saying that we have to sort of head on to sportsetta.com, and we have to select our game that we want to play. We have to create our 5-player team, again, two bowlers, two batsmen, and an all-rounder, no budget limitations, a captain and a vice captain from your team. Their points, the captain's points will be doubled, and again, unlimited changes before the scheduled start of the game are again, it's really good that these guys. Yes, a few more watchouts, that players will be allocated points basis on their performances, and we can also create a challenge by sending a code to your
yep,
friends or entering the code that you have received, and then the leaderboards will be generated on a daily and weekly basis. And if you're lucky enough to win in that leaderboard, you get exciting merchandises signed by Brett
yep,
Lee.
yes.
So
What are we waiting
yes,
for? Just let.
Nikhil, of course, yes. I mean, I can't wait. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
getting, I've been on the show today, and I'm definitely,
yes,
selecting the players that you have, sort of asked to, and getting my
yes.
predictions there.
So yes, without wasting no
So
time,
yeah,
I'm getting into the five,
let's get on to
which
the five
is my
players.
two batsmen. Yes, my two batsmen are KL Rahul, as I expect him to be the captain, and the vice captain in was Rohit Sharma, but here there is no vice captain, so I've gone with Kohli as a differential option here. So be mindful, you can make that change. You can only pick two batsmen, so pick yours accordingly. The all-rounder remains Michael Lisk, as I said, contributes with both bat
Correct,
and ball. There are a lot of options
correct,
that you can try. And in the bowling session, I've gone with two prime new ball bowlers, Shami and Bumrah. So that's my five aside. Again, banking India to come good. Please feel free to make your changes post toss.
correct. Indeed, yes. It's again very important to sort of have a look at what toss has on offer for
Yeah,
us. So yes, on to the business end of this show
yeah,
and the segment. Let's sort of venture out to the man of the match predictor for today's game. Again, we have a set of rules, and again, I'll go all repeating all of them. So 100 coins for all the users. Coins can be split up between a maximum of 10 players or can be used on only one player. It definitely depends on you all. Unused coins will lapse after every match. Please make sure of that fact. And entries once submitted cannot be changed. And users shall win points only if their pick matches the player is announced as the man of the match. And a couple of more points there, that coins is the coins that are allotted to the winning player will be multiplied into 10 to the total points earned per match. Users will make it to the leaderboard according to the points earned on each match day. So the top
yeah,
5 users get onto the leaderboard, and then at the end of the tournament, we'll have our winners to sort of to just embrace. And again, we'll have an email from sports at that team, and definitely there'll be steps on how can you possibly redeem the merchandises. Exciting,
yes.
Nikhil. What do you say?
Yes, yes, exciting, and which is why here are my picks for the day. So first one
Brilliant.
is Jasprit Bumrah. He's yet to have a
Okay.
3-4 wicket haul. So I feel today could be the day that
And
he
a
comes good.
and
So
a
30
30
coins.
pointer, important 30
Yes,
pointer, yeah.
yes, 30 coins for him. And the next one is Virat Kohli. Yet to have that knock that Virat Kohli is famous for. It is birthday
Correct.
today, so maybe we get some
A
a return
return gift to
gift.
us as a birthday
Yes,
present.
yes, yes, a return gift to us. So Virat Kohli with 30 coins. Rohit Sharma again
Correct.
as did well in the last game, so I'm backing him again to possibly come good and
Banking
continue
on
his
his
good run.
form. Correct.
And so 20 coins for him, and 20 coins at last for Mark Watt, who I feel could be a differential player. Yes, you can obviously make your changes, but again, given his left arm spin angle, is a very candy bowler, bowls at the death. So yeah, could
Correct.
be handy. So
And
these are my
puller
picks.
ones.
Yes,
Correct.
so yeah, these are my picks. Hopefully, India does well, and we are all happy at the end of the day.
Hopefully, yes. At the end of the
Yeah,
day, we would have our Diwali made. But
yeah,
then again, Nikhil, coming on to the sort of final conclusion of this show,
yes,
I would sort of have one question, not as a cricket prediction expert, but as a cricket lover, as a cricket fan. Who
yeah.
are you fancying for today's games?
I hopefully Namibia, but I think New Zealand are the best.
Heart
New
says
Zealand,
Namibia, mind says New Zealand.
yeah. Yes,
Of
yes,
course,
yes.
yes, definitely, yes.
Yeah,
So it's a big, sort of thank you to you, Nikhil, for
yeah.
joining with us
No
today,
problem.
giving us the best of the tips and predictions for today's game. You guys can
Yeah.
also follow us on our social media. To all our viewers who have just joined
Yes.
in, sort of get on to the social media. You guys can catch us on, Facebook, Instagram, and
Yeah.
Twitter. And
Yes.
yes, Nikhil, again, a very big thank you to you. I mean, a lot
Yes.
of, sort
No
of
problem.
users would be, sort of thanking you. They'll, sort of
Hopefully.
keep you in your prayers. They'll keep you in your prayers. And
Yes.
I'm, again, I'm sure that,
Yeah.
I just hope that the winning saga continues considering the
Yes.
predictions.
Hopefully. Yes. Hopefully. Someday it will not work, but as long as we are keeping the
Of course.
process fine, hopefully it will be fine.
Of course, yes. So, yes, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, our viewers. Thank you, Nikhil, once again. This was
Yeah.
Fantasy Adda Live. And here's Bhavik and Nikhil signing off. Thank you, guys.
See you soon.